How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're about versus Tera Type in the, what I'm assuming is the OU tier. Friendly reminder to drop a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already as well. We're on our way to 20k and it'd be great if you could join us on that journey. If you don't want to, obviously it's alright. But looking at the teams anyway, let's see what we can do here. So Rhyperior, I'm hoping can do some work here. They've got Chandelier, they've got the Muck, and they've got the Salamence. If we can get Rock Polish up and outspeed them, that'd be amazing. It'll do some damage to the Primarina as well, obviously. So I'm thinking, I don't know what they're going to lead with. They might lead with Donphan to get the rocks up, or they might expect our Deoxys lead and go for a Muck lead. So I'm leaning towards going for a Rhyperior lead straight off the bat, just to see what they're going to do. I'm also leaning towards Deoxys anyway. I think I will go with Deoxys lead, get Stealth Rocks up. I think that's going to be important, so I'm going to do that. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Tera Type. So they're going to lead off with Donphan as we lead off with Deoxys. So I did kind of expect them to lead with Donphan. I said that, right? Probably to get the Stealth Rocks up, which is absolutely fine by me. I'm going to go ahead and get my own Stealth Rocks up for a start. So there we go. Stealth Rocks are up. They can't really touch us. Like, Knockoff's going to bounce off us anyway. If they go for a Knockoff, Earthquake will bounce off us as well. They do go for their own Stealth Rocks, though, which is absolutely fine. They probably go for a Rapid Spin here, if I had to guess. So we could use that as an opportunity to get in like Corviknight or something so that we can get some Rocky Helmet Chip, or we can get a Superior in who will still outspeed them the next turn. But I'm leaning more towards Corviknight, so I am going to go Corviknight. Corviknight can come in now. And we don't have Defog on Corviknight. I have Rapid Spin on my Tentacruel instead. I think that works better, and that way we can put Body Press on Silvera for a change. So we'll bring Corviknight in. Obviously, they're probably going to go for a Rapid Spin here. They go for a Knockoff. Knockoff also works. They probably expected us to switch out into something else to take a Rapid Spin, but... And they knock off our Rocky Helmet, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now I'm going to go for a U-turn. There we go. We outspeed them, which is interesting. And then Silvera is going to come back to us like so. And what I'm going to do now is I'm expecting a Rapid Spin, so I'm going to go Tentacruel. Now that we've broke their Sturdy, we can just go for a Surf if we want to. So we'll go Tentacruel real quick. If they predict this and go for an Earthquake, then ballsy. They go for a Rapid Spin though, that's obviously going to do no damage to us pretty much. But it does get rid of the Pointed Stones from their team, which is unfortunate. Now they are +1 speed, but I think Tentacruel still outspeeds Donphan. Unless they're randomly max speed Donphan, which I don't think they will be. I'm going to go for a Surf here. So they withdraw the Donphan, which is fair enough. They don't want to get hit by a Surf in the face. And they're going to go into Muck, the Alola Muck. So that is a good switch on their behalf. We go for the Surf here. That's going to do diddly squat to the Muck. I'm going to go for a Flip Turn this next turn because A, we outspeed. B, I want to get Corviknight in real quick. So we'll just go from there. So we'll go for a Flip Turn real quick. There we go. Bit of chip damage off on the Muck, which is always nice. And now they probably go for a Knockoff, I would say. And they might go for a Fire Punch expecting the Corviknight to come in. So I'm actually inclined to go into Rhyperior right now. Rhyperior actually does really well here, funnily enough. So I'm going to go into Rhyperior. I don't think they'll go for a Knockoff. I think they're going to expect the Corviknight switch and go for a Fire Punch or something. I hope they don't burn me with a Fire Punch, though. They go for a Curse. So Curse Muck. Interesting. So that is terrifying. Now that it's got like boosts, it is absolutely terrifying. So we're going to have to go straight for the KO. We're going to go for an Earthquake real quick. They withdraw the Muck, so they're not bothered about the Curse. It's interesting because sometimes players don't switch out if they've got a boost. They're like, no, I've got this boost now. I'm going to stay in. But they bring in Electro, so that's fine. We went for the right play still because we had to go for that on the Muck if it was setting up on us. Despite the fact they switched into a Levitate Pokemon. So this thing probably has Giga Drain. They usually have Giga Drain. I could be wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Deoxys instead. I think Deoxys can handle this pretty well. So if we go Deoxys, good old DNA over here, we can go for a Stealth Rock again, and then we can go for a Teleport to get on out of there. But it depends on what they're going to do. They are a Coil set, which is very terrifying. Very terrifying. So that thing has Curse. If I had to guess the EV spread, I'd say Specially Defensive with Curse. So I'm going to go for a Stealth Rock now. Get them Stealth Rocks up. There we go. Because they're going to damage everything. You know, Chandelier, Salamence, they're all getting damaged by the Stealth Rocks, which is great. Coil comes through again. So this thing is setting up big time on us. So, what is the plan here? So, I think the best thing for us to do is to get Typhlosion in. Or we can Nightshade here. Because they can't Drain Punch us. They probably knock us off. Let's go for a Nightshade. It always does 50 HP. And Electros doesn't exactly have loads of HP. Well, it clearly has a lot, actually. If they go for a Supercell Slam, though, that's going to do half. That's a clean half damage right there. Which is terrifying. But it is what it is. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to go for another Nightshade. We want to get as much damage off as possible on this Electros. They go for another Supercell Slam, though. And that's going to KO us. So I guess in theory I could have gone into Rhyperior, but they might have switched up moves. I don't want to risk Rhyperior getting any unnecessary damage. The Supercell Slam obviously is like High Jump Kick, where they lose health if they go for Supercell Slam and it fails. So I could have done that, but I didn't really want to. What I want to do instead is I want to get rid of these Stealth Rocks. But I think Superior is a good switch here. So I'm going to go Superior. There we go. Nice and not shiny, because I don't really like the shiny in this game. I'm going to go for a Leaf Storm, and hopefully that does enough to KO. I don't think it does, though. It doesn't quite do enough to KO. As special attacks are going to raise, but they go for a Drain Punch, which is going to do a lot of damage. And now we're in a bit of a pickle. We're in a bit of a bind. A bit of a bind, to be honest with you. So what I'm going to have to do now is Leaf Storm again. Just get some damage off on this thing. We do have the leftovers, which is nice. But I really don't think... this Electros is proving to be more of a hassle than it needs to be. Definitely proving to be more of a hassle than it needs to be. So I'm going to go for another Leaf Storm. They may bring in the Muck here. I don't know whether they will. They might let the Electros go down. Leaf Storm comes through. They do stay in, which is great. We're going to get to +4 special attack, which is fantastic. And down goes the Electro. So that thing proved to be more of a problem to me than it needed to be. Which is a shame. But it is what it is. I should have really teleported with my Deoxys defense straight away into Superior instead of going for that Nightshade, but I don't know. Anyway, Salamence comes in, so this thing is a threat. We can probably expect to see either a Dragon Dance here or a Terastal. So I'm going to go for a Substitute real quick. There we go, Substitutes are up. And if they go for a Dragon Dance here, we've at least got the Substitute up. And if they Terra, which they haven't, they're going to go for a Dual Wing Beat, which is actually going to take out the Substitute. Yep. And then take out us the next turn. So wasn't expecting them to stay in and just attack like that, because we could definitely Dragon Pulse there. But I was expecting the Terra, to be honest with you. That's what I thought they were going to do, but it doesn't matter. Superior's gone down. We don't need Superior to win. The Moxie, we know the Salamence is not scarfed with Moxie. It's Life Orb for a fact. So we should be alright here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go Corviknight. Do I go Corviknight? I'm going to go Corviknight and I'm going to Roost on this thing. So we'll bring Corviknight in. Corviknight is so much bigger than Salamence as well. That's like crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So let's go ahead and go for a Roost right now. And we want to get our health back. So Dual Wing Beat comes through. But they have knocked off our Rocky Helmet. So it's not going to do any damage to them. But they do have the Life Orb. So it's still doing recoil to them. It's just not as much as it would be if we had Rocky Helmet. So let's go for a Roost. There we go. Roosting on up. Getting that health back. That's what we like. And then we'll go for another Roost just to get our health back up to full. They actually go for an EQ. I think they misunderstood how Roost works there. It's on the same turn as the Roost. You turn into a pure Steel type in Corviknight's case. So that's worked out nicely for us. Now we can just go for a U-turn into something faster. They do go for a Dragon Dance. No! That is not good. That is not good at all. Not good at all. So let's go for a U-turn. Get on out of there. And then we'll go into our... What do we go into here? Do we go Rhyperior? Do we go Rhyperior? I suppose Typhlosion could outspeed. But it has nothing to KO this thing with. So I think we have to go Rhyperior first. And then Anti-Switch is going to hate me, but I'm going to have to go back into Corviknight now. Because this thing's going to go for an Earthquake. We're going to have to whittle it down with Corviknight, pretty much. So we'll go ahead and switch back out. I know. Switching, whatever. Let's go into Silveria, the Corviknight. Once again. This time we're going to wall this thing. Because I didn't know they were going to Dragon Dance. They go for a Dragon Claw, though. Which is going to do a lot of damage. And the Life Orb is there. We may have to lose Corviknight here. So I'm going to go for a Brave Bird. Going to have to go for a Brave Bird here. I could sit there and Roost spam, but they actually go for another Dragon Dance. Which is terrifying. If they live this Brave Bird, then they'll only have another couple moves in them with the Life Orb. But they don't leave the Brave Bird, which is great. So Salamence goes down. We didn't have to lose Corviknight, which is amazing. We still have that fit and ready. Corviknight is such a good Pokemon. Such a good... I always put on my OU teams because it's just such a good Pokemon. In comes whatever that is, which is going to be the Chandelure. So Chandelure is in. It's very terrifying, but it does have Stealth Rock weakness, which is great. So what I'm going to do here is I don't want to get hit by a Fire Blast. It's just not good for us. I want to go Tentacruel. I'm just looking at the team and I'm thinking, you know what? We don't really need Corviknight anymore. So I think I'm going to risk it for a Chocolate Biscuit, and I'm going to go for a Brave Bird just to get as much damage off as possible. They do go for a Psychic, expecting us to switch, which is good. Means we made the right play there. And then we go for a Brave Bird, and we go down to the Recoil, which is great. We got some damage off. They go for a Psychic. Are they locked in? I'm assuming they're Scarfed. If they're locked in, not Scarfed, I'm assuming they are... Well, they might be Scarfed, yeah. I'm assuming they're choiced by the way they've done what they did, but I'm going to go Rhyperior now, and let me tell you why. So Rhyperior is a good Pokemon. It gets access to Rock Polish now, which is interesting. But I'm looking at the team and I'm thinking Rhyperior is required for a lot of their team members, like Muck. That's about it. The Muck as well as this thing. So I am going to go for an EQ here. They do go for a Psychic, so they're locked in. I figured they would be locked in, by the way. They didn't have any Life Orb recoil. That is Scarf, because if it was Specs, it would have KO'd us, I'm pretty sure. And unfortunately, despite us taking out the Chandelure right now, we are going to go down to our own Life Orb recoil. So we got rid of the threat, the Chandelure. This team that we're facing just seems to have loads of threats to our team, which is mad. So, right, now we've got a couple of options. So I want to go Tentacruel, because I want a Rapid Spin. That's what I want to do. So they are going to go into Muck, which is kind of what I expected them to do. As we go into Cruelio over here, the Tentacruel. So I am going to Rapid Spin because, like I said, we want as much damage as we want as much health as possible on our Typhlosion for the Eruption. But Primarina still hasn't even hit the stage yet, so I think we lose to Primarina. But it depends how this play goes with the Muck. It depends on the Muck set. So we go for a Rapid Spin, get rid of those Stealth Rocks for the Typhlosion, which is great. And they go for the Curse. They've actually got a Berry, which is going to pop, and that's going to be a Figgy Berry. So interesting. So they go for a knockoff now, which is going to KO. Oh, we lived. Okay, that's cool. We lived. Now we just go for a Surf, I guess. That's pretty much all I can think to do, go for a Surf. So we'll go for a Surf. There we go. Nothing. Does absolutely nothing to us. They go for a Recycle. So they're actually a Recycle set with Figgy Berry. Interesting. So I go for another Surf here for sure. So Surf comes through. It's not going to do any damage. A little bit of chip damage, but they're going to get that Figgy Berry again. So what do I do against this Muck right now? What do I do? They go for a knockoff and KO us. So what is the appropriate play right now? I'm leaning towards... I think we're just going to have to do Eruption Spam. I think that's literally all we can do. I guess we could go Scorching Sands. That's super effective. And we could burn it as well. Yeah, let's go for Scorching Sands. I think that's the better play, because we could burn them. We could burn them, which would be nice. Burn. Nice. Burn. No, they go for a Recycle. So Recycle comes through. And they're going to get that Figgy Berry. And it's going to pop because they have Gluttony. Gluttony is an ability that Alolan Muck gets, which basically makes you eat berries earlier than you need to. So that's fine. We go for another Scorching Sands, though. Scorching Sands comes through. There we go. Hopefully we can get the burn. That'd be nice. We do get the burn. That'd be great. That's just great. That's just great. So we get the burn. They go for a knockoff. There's nothing to us now, but it does knock off our Choice Scarf, which could actually work in our favor here. Because we still haven't Terra'd. So we've got Terra Grass, Terra Blast right now. I'm going to go for a Scorching Sands once again, just to get some damage off. They probably go for a Recycle again, if I had to guess. They go for a Recycle. So Recycle comes through. That's going to give them that Figgy Berry back. I think Typhlosion could actually pull this back for us. Potentially. Because they can only recycle so much. And with the burn, we're doing just enough to where we can actually take this thing out with Typhlosion, I think. So we'll go for another Scorching Sands. There we go. They may go for a recycle again. If they go for a recycle again, they go for a recycle again. They don't. They go for a gunk shot and they miss. So that's actually crucial. Because it means we're going to have more HP to deal with the last two Pokemon on that team. Which is really good. So let's go for another Scorching Sands and take out this Muck. Scorching Sands comes through. Down goes the Muck. So there we go. Muck goes down. So that's great. Typhlosion's actually pulling through for us right now, which is fantastic. I can't believe they buffed Typhlosion by giving it Scorching Sands. That's pretty awesome. So Primarina comes in. So now we're in a bit of a state where I don't know what to do. Because if we Terra, we're susceptible to Ice Shard from Donphan. If we don't Terra, we can't take it out. Well, we have to Terra Blast. That's pretty much the only thing to it. We have to Terra Blast here. We have to Terastallize into a Grass type and Terra Blast. But is it going to work out for us? That's the real question. I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. I do not know. Let's go for it anyway. Let's Terra Blast. Let's Terra Blast Grass. See how much damage it does to the Primarina. And if it two-shots it, it could two-shot. They go for a Hyper Voice. It's going to bounce off us because we're a Grass type now. Let's hope this Terra Blast KOs. Let's hope this Terra Blast KOs. Come on, Typhlosion. Pull through for me. Pull through. There we go. Not quite enough to get the KO. They go for an Ice Beam, and that's going to do the game. So GG right there. GG. That was a really fun one. I enjoyed that one. They had a pretty interesting team. I think we didn't do badly. I don't think we made any misplays other than switching the Corviknight on the Salamence after a Dragon Dance. But, you know, that is what it is. But anyway, here's the team. Try it out. Use the code at the top right corner of the screen. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.